Welcome back. So, we've had a few weeks of framing. Even though I got my new lathe delivered a couple of weeks ago. And it's driving me mad that I've not used it. I've had a blank sat there that I've kind of been waiting for a resin pour on, but I need to order more resin. When I do, I know what I want to do. I know the concepts I've got for my next bowl, and it comes from talking to a friend of mine who does beer reviews. So maybe that'll get you guessing, I don't know. So anyhow, I've looked at this ash blank I've got. It's a nice size. It's got a bit of live edge on it. Whether that'll last doesn't even matter, but I figured let's chuck it up and see what happens. Don't know what I'm going to make. It's going to be a bowl of some description. I don't know what sort of bowl. So far, all you've missed. Found centre with, surprise, surprise, a centre finder. And I've chucked my faceplate ring on it for my SK100. So, we'll get that mounted up on the lathe. Yep, everything seems to be in place. We'll get that mounted up on the lathe and we'll see what happens. See what we can make. Other than a mess. See you shortly. Got that. Quite nicely at 1,000 revs. Happy with that. Means I got it pretty well centred. Makes a change for me. Get the banjo in place and I'll be back. So we're back. Looks pretty nice there, to be honest, but there's a couple of tool marks here. I'm just going to try a couple of different things to take out, and although you can't see it on the camera and moving it would be a big pain in the Botbot, I'm just going to try and refine this edge a little bit here, this transition round to what will be the top of the bowl. But yeah, it's going all right. It's going all right. what I am going to do is remember, if I don't think my dust extraction is doing a great deal, if I'm completely honest, because it's not in the best place. I've got a really nice dust hood, I've just got to work out attaching it, but we'll see how it goes. So, I wasn't planning on doing masses tonight. Hang on. Thank you. Quite finished being rude. I wasn't planning on doing masses tonight because of the fact that I'm away all day tomorrow at the football. So I figured I'd come through, I'd do a little bit. My mate Dan goes live on TikTok at 8 o'clock, or half 8. I always watch that. I want to spend some time with my babe of a wife. So I was only going to do a little bit. Well, I've just been aided in that mission by noticing way too late I have 2 pieces of kitchen roll left in terms of finishing. So we'll run through the finishing process a little bit, but it ain't going to be a great deal. Smooth as a baby's Botbot though. So let's go. You know, it's funny, I'm not even going to get into reversing the lathe like I did to sand it as a bonus, but being able to lock the headstock just, it makes life so much easier. How is that not an absolute industry standard on every lathe that you ever buy, ever? I'll never know. I'll never know. Right, let me get rid of this. There we go. I've only gone and got the COVID in it, so there we go, finishing this off. Maybe I feel a bit less sorry for myself if I do that. Let's get to it. You can have the moment of truth in a second. Because I bought the big 14-inch button jaws when I bought this lathe. But I'm a little bit concerned that because of the shape I've chosen for the bowl, whether or not the button jaws are going to hold it. And I'm not going to find out till I try. And if it doesn't hold it, I'm going to have to totally rethink taking that tenon off the bottom. So wish me luck. Let's get stuff swapped over. And sure enough, it doesn't. Because of the curve I put on the bowl, basically, the nubs are too short to grip it. That's what I get for trying to do something different without actually checking it out first and rushing in. So now I'm just going to take 10 minutes, sit back and think of what I'm going to do about this tenon, because it's altogether a bit more awkward now. See you in a bit. Right, so I think I might have sorted it by having the buttons on the inside of the bowl. I'm going to give it a go. A little bit, I've not used these before, so a little bit nervous. Keeping the speed as low as I can. I'm about 650 revs. I'm going to take very shallow passes and hope here goes nothing. There we have it. First proper turn with the new lathe. Thought I was going to have a problem taking that tenon off the bottom. Went away just to take myself away, think about it maybe from another perspective. Totally forgotten I'd ordered breakfast. That turned up. By the time I'd eaten that, I'd worked out that I was just being stupid and put the buttons on the inside of the bowl and hold it that way rather than that way. It's not rocket science really. Took me a while to get to it, but there it is. Sort of shallow bowl. Quite a nice table centerpiece. Little bit of live edge left on it there, which is what I always think is quite nice. It's got a slight undercut here. It's a bit hard to tell, but yeah, it's undercut on the in. You can not even see what I'm pointing at there. Undercut on the inside where I'm pointing. It could maybe have gone further. Didn't want to make it too thin walled. I think that would have maybe taken away from it. And finish with food, say finish. So the job's a good one. That's it for today. New lathe. What an absolute dream. What a dream to use. Still getting used to it, admittedly, but no, it's mega. It is mega. Well worth the money that I'm paying for it, etc. Those button jaws are fantastic. I mean, when next time I do a big sort of resin bowl, fruit bowl type thing, that'll be an absolute game changer for finishing the outside. And the other thing I've bought, which is over there somewhere, is just bought a 3-wheel buffing kit just to really make the resin bowls pop. I could even set it up for this, but just on a wood finish, which has got a nice gloss on it anyway. It's a little bit overkill, you know what I mean? I'll save it for the resin, then I'll get more excited about it. Anyway, from me, that is it for this week. Yeah, back to the wood turning. Had a couple of weeks of framing videos. Still got more stuff that I want to frame, to be honest. I've still got my setup as it were. I also want to build out some shelves for underneath this lathe, sort of general basic stuff. And I've got an idea for what I want to do for a next bowl, but it's very specific, and I've got to get the specific blank because I need a very, very dark, you know, black walnut or something like that, sort of 10-inch by 3-inch blank, and it's sourcing that. But once I've got that sorted, I'll do it. I've also got a couple of different pen kits coming. Changed from normal slimline twist pens, which I'm quite excited about doing as well. One of them will be for sale, one of them will be for me, because it'll be the first time I've done it, and I always like to keep the virgin one for me, because it'll probably be crap. Anyway, yeah, that's it for me, and I'll see you next week. In the meantime, like, share, comment, thumbs up, thumbs down. Most importantly, hit that button and subscribe, because you know as well as I do, you've got nothing better to do right now. And I've got COVID. Feel sorry for me. I feel sorry for myself. You feel sorry for me too. You've got nothing better to do. I'll see you soon. Latest.